them out and say, no, also men need to do this, just to create a rational, balanced dialogue, they turn into the male equivalent of feminists, where they lose all their rationality and become emotional, and they'll start making personal remarks. The exact same thing they accuse women of doing. They go to being personal when they don't have a logical argument.
Does the comment section roast you sometimes?
It does, but it doesn't bother me that they roast me. They can say whatever they want. But the reality is, it only happens when I don't talk their language, and they display the same emotional dysregulation as the feminists they claim to hate. The feminists that say, I hate men, all men are trash. The red pill men, when you don't speak their language, it displays the exact level of femininity, irrationality, and personal remarks that we are always told that women do.
I mean, I just think it's silly to go on the internet and not expect to get bad comments.
No,
so on both sides.
Yeah.
On both sides. So it's like, did you get hate comments? Does that mean the whole red pill movement? When I'm the one who knows all of the people that lead the space. I'm the one who's met them. You're basing your experience off of the comment section.
No, I'm basing it off the red pill community that I see, and what I find.
Okay, have you met any of them in person? Any other than me? Other than me.
Well, most
and you've
of
come
them
and you came back.
Yeah.
So
no, I love this platform. Yeah. I really do love it.
So I'm saying, with the red pill men that you're talking about, have you met any?
Yeah, I met red pill men.
Any content creators?
No, content creators. I've been in contact with a few, but online and stuff, but not in person, because they're usually American.
Okay, so you haven't even dealt with them, and you're making an assumption about them.
But I can make an assumption based on, like, you haven't dealt with feminists or whales or like that, but you can make an assumption because they come for you, right?
I can make an assumption based on the ones I've talked to in real life where I was attacked.
But I've never communicated with feminists, but I've had feminists contact my workplace and then try and get me fired. I've had feminists that have come from my parents' phone numbers and address, so I can make an assumption on them even though I haven't met them in real time, because I live.
You've never met a feminist?
No,
I'm a feminist, so you met me.
And but I could still make assumptions on the extremities of both red pill and feminism, because I experienced both of them in real life. But I've had my job contacted. I've had my boss call me in and say, we've been sent this. I've had feminists repost my videos.
That sounds like a crazy person rather than like a person that has an actual idea about the world.
On each end are as bad as each other. It's as bad as each other. The red pill men are the male equivalent of feminists when they go to that extreme. Because what happens with both of them is that they forget to incorporate their own experiences, and they just have this mindset of hate and anger, and they're not even listening to the argument. They just want to say, you're a woman. Don't ask a woman what a man needs. Don't ask a woman about alpha. No. What? Speak rationally. Have a rational discourse.
I mean, the point they're making about don't ask a woman, like, what you're talking about, dating advice?
General, like, you can't ask a woman what an alpha is. Can't ask a man what a high value is. Well, you can't ask a woman this. What are you talking about? You can ask humans what humans do.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask, but usually they talk about dating advice. Like, don't take dating advice from women. It's like, are you asking the fisherman? That's usually what they're talking about.
But then wouldn't that also apply? Then don't ask men for men advice, because you don't ask the fish. Like, wouldn't that be don't ask men for men advice about men?
Well, see, no, because men have had to listen to what women have to say for years. Women don't have to listen to what men have to say. That's why it's so triggering a lot of times when I say things on this podcast. Like, men know what we want because they've had to listen to us for the last 20, 30 years.
But I think...
I'll be honest. Can we define, like, red pill and blue pill? Because I'm just thinking, like, ibuprofen and Viagra. I have no idea.
I've been lost.
What the definition is. Do we have a definition?
It sounds like people that... Do you remember menism? It sounds like it's that versus feminism. Is that right?
Is that?
No, I mean, red pill is a praxeology. It's a study of human behavior. That's what it is.
Okay.
But what is it in real world? Because feminism is equal rights, but really in the real world, feminism is a nightmare.
How are the masses perceiving red pill?
How is it in real time?
What do you mean in real time?
So I'm saying...
Is this based off The Matrix, red pill, blue pill?
Yeah. It is.
Oh, I kind of get it.
I ain't seen it. So
you ain't seen The Matrix?
It's so dead. It's so shit. Everybody loves it.
I haven't seen The Matrix. Haven't watched Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Nah, you don't care about Game of Thrones.
But how does the study of, like, human behavior correlate to the, like, this topic? As in, like, how does it apply to dating and advice and all of that? What's the dynamic there?
How does it apply to date? Well, so like, gosh, there's so much that goes into it, but it's just like women. So for example, they study women, like, and why women do the things they do. So like women look for different things at different ages. So like, for example, women, one thing they talk about is a woman's sexual market value. So like when she's at her highest and what she would look for when she's the most attractive to men. So for example, women in their early 20s tend to look for looks, while women in their late 20s to 30s tend to look for security. And that, so they would say like, these are the examples. And yeah. So
and then what makes some of them so triggered where they just spew out hate and to any woman that has an opinion?
I don't know any content creators that do that. I can't help the comment section. So I think a lot of people like, I think the difference.
But I know some content creators like Fresh and Fit. I would say Marlon. I would say is very angry when he speaks. Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't think so, actually. I mean, people don't like his tone, and I think women have an issue with his tone, but no, I don't think he hates women by any means.
Does he come across as somebody who has successful relationships with women and can have a marriage and a stable relationship with women?
Yeah, I think he could.
I don't think he comes across as that.
I mean, I would disagree. I mean, I don't think they hate women. No, I don't think that.
You don't think he insults the like the women's mindset in general or anything like that? I don't personally look at somebody like
Can I have a specific example of
like
something
just
he
how
said?
He speaks to women in general.
No, not how he speaks, what he says.
So he might say something like, well, you're 20, once a woman's more than 25, she's got no value. And if you haven't got a ring, you haven't got an opinion. Women can't define high value. Women can't define alpha men. Women don't have, can't solve any of men's problems.
Okay.
Women can't provide any value to a high value man.
Let me start with the 20, because you're giving me a bunch. So what was the first one you said? 20 women over 25.
Yeah, they have no value.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's misogynistic.
But
every age has a cutoff. So every guy has every guy has a cutoff.
So your mom has no value. My mom has no value.
I've talked to my mom about this in the sexual marketplace. Nah, good luck. My mom on the dating scene. That's true. You're telling me my mom, like, I love you, mom. I love you. He's talking about it's not personal worth. Yeah. It's sexual market value. So I mean, most guys will date a girl for 25 if she looks good. True. So maybe he's pickier. He prefer girls under 25. The point is, women over the age of 25, typically we've had our hearts broken, and men have to deal with that. So it's easier to get with a younger girl who hasn't had trauma. Okay, do you want a girl with more trauma or less trauma? Guy, I didn't ask you. Ask the man. More trauma or less trauma?
Less trauma.
More trauma or less trauma?
Less trauma.
More trauma.
Less trauma.
Okay, so this is as women, we listen and say, I understand that, instead of trying to argue and tell them what they want. Yeah. And I'm not going to be offended. Is my mom going to do well on the dating market with 10 kids?
I'm not on a dating market, of course, no. But I genuinely think I didn't mean it in sexual. I meant in general as a value as a person. But I can speak for somebody when I was 21 and then going to 25. I genuinely think I did more reflection and became less traumatized as I was turned 25. I personally felt like I was so volatile at 21. I was so impulsive at 21. As I became older, I became less of a burden to a man.
But we're not talking about you.